The Tao of Self-Confidence, Episode 68.
Welcome to the Tao of Self-Confidence, where I share stories of real women producing extraordinary results by finding their inner journey to self-confidence 5 days a week. Get your free audiobook at our website at thetaoofselfconfidence.com.
Well, hello, friend. Welcome to the Tao of Self-Confidence, where I share stories of amazing women who have discovered their inner journey of self-confidence. I'm your host today, Sheena Yap Chan, and today I have a special lady who, is a self-aid consultant. So she has a whole series on self-aid and overcoming, self-confidence like most women would love to do. And, she has a whole book series, and she's launching, all kinds of stuff to help anybody who's listening be able to overcome their own self-esteem issues, self-worth issues. So, without further ado, I'm going to introduce you to Helen Woo. Helen, how are you today? Maybe you can fill in a little bit more about yourself to the listeners.
Hi, Sheena. Thank you for having me. I am an author and a speaker. Anything about self-aid. It is an acronym that I live by. These are my tools to get by any challenge. So self-aid is very important to me. So the book's name that I have that just came out this year is Self-Aid, Inspirations to Turn Struggles into Success. And the book I'm working on right now to be finished by the year end of 2015 is Self-Aid Success Stories, a follow-up. And next year, Self-Aid for Kids, myself and my 7-year-old boy, we are collaborating on that one.
I think that's so cute that you and your son are collaborating to create a book that's going to empower not only adults, but children as well. Because, I think it's important, too, that kids start young to do these things. So
definitely.
That they're molded into becoming more confident, more courageous to do the things that they love. So I can't wait to see that.
Well, I'm looking forward to that because I needed that when I was a kid.
Yeah, especially, being an Asian girl,
Yes.
always told what to do, what to wear, how to cross your legs. And it's like, I think this is something that's going to be great for kids. So what's your cultural background?
Well, I am Chinese, born in Chinatown, San Francisco, from a very traditional Chinese family. So we did not live like we were in America. I spoke 3 dialects in Chinese at birth, basically. Learned English in kindergarten. So yes, very, very old school, old style, old culture Chinese is how I was raised. And I was the unwanted child, Sheena. You know that the Chinese culture, they all want boys, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so my mom had a girl already. So when I came out, she was assuming I would be a boy. Completely assuming, just knowing there cannot be another girl. Well, lo and behold, I come out. So that would be pretty much the statement of my life at birth. I was the unwanted child. And I was told that too when I was a kid, many times.
Wow, it's amazing that, people don't really talk about this, being the unwanted child. I mean, my dad had 3 girls. It's just me and my sisters. So it's worse for him. But I mean, he, the good thing is he never put us down that way. So I'm really grateful for that. And yeah, I mean, old school Chinese, it's just like, you follow a set of rules. It's like the no way or the highway, right?
Oh, yes. It is just, it's the old traditional way. In fact, I even had a comment, and I recall I was about the 3rd or 4th grade where my mom said to me, "You are too American." And I was trying to figure out what that meant because I knew I was born in America. So it was confusing to me because I really felt I was a Chinese American. And so for someone to say I'm too American didn't make sense in my head and in my heart.
Yeah, I can totally relate. I mean, I get Asian parents want to keep their culture, but it's, when you move to a place like the States, and everything's so westernized, it's like you kind of have this small confusion. So I totally get what you're feeling, because we were born in the Philippines and moved to Canada. So yeah. Yeah. Helen, what would be your favorite self-confidence quote?
I have so many, and I'm not going to be narcissistic and give you one of mine, but I have many in my book, Self-Aid. But I'm going to give you just a very simple one that's always hit home for me. You are very powerful, provided you know how powerful you are. And that's by Yogi Bhajan. And so these are very powerful words. They're so simple, and they're just a few words, but they mean the world to how I live my life. Because I am powerful. I did not always know that, but I know it now. I hope everyone knows that about themselves.
I love that. And it's true, right? Everyone who's listening to this, the power is within you. It's just sometimes maybe it got lost along the way, or maybe you haven't found it yet. But when you start asking the right questions, you can find it, right? Or the universe or God, whoever you believe in will, have it appear before your eyes. But that power is within you. You just have to believe in yourself, right? It's all about belief. So thanks for sharing that powerful quote. And in your own words, how would you define self-confidence?
Today, I would say I live with full integrity, and I do not live just to please others. Once upon a time, I was such a people pleaser that I wanted to make sure everyone liked me. Today, I like myself first, and then I am myself. And if they don't like me, then unfortunately, they just don't like the real me, because I am portraying only the real me today. Once upon a time, I was such a people pleaser because I knew that that's what I had to do to gain love, or I thought that was what I had to do. Today, I know that the right people will come along, the right friends will come along, the right business transactions, everything in my life comes along by being just me, the real me.
Thank you, and I love that. And it's so true, right? I mean, as women, and really, especially as Asian, Chinese women, like, we're always told to please others, right? If not, then it's like we're disobeying our parents or our family if we don't please other people. So, and it that can really affect women as a whole, because it's like, if we don't please other people, we did something wrong, right? Or something's wrong with us, when it's not, right? I mean, these traditions have to stop, right? And we have to learn as women that, it's okay to be ourselves. It's okay if we're loud or if we're quiet, or, whoever you are, it's okay, right? Your true self. And,
Exactly.
I'm really glad you brought that up. So, you mentioned before that, you were a big people pleaser. What else was your life like before the discovery of self-confidence?
Well, my self-esteem was torn away from me by just saying that I was not meant to be here. Tore me apart, because I've obviously since gone over that phase after many, many years of dealing and working with self-esteem issues. I was told I wasn't even supposed to be here. So that was one of the biggest things growing up, realizing that I was unwanted, that I was not loved, that I also felt unloved. I realized outside, when I was laughing with other people, when I had stories with other people laughed with me. People enjoyed my company. They liked my personality. And I realized, oh my goodness, if I just show more of this me, which is the real me, people like me better. I slowly gained confidence by just being able to laugh and be free to be myself. I mean, that's the strangest thing. It's the simplest thing that occurred in my life, but it all occurred outside of my immediate family.
Awesome. And, sometimes it's the little things, the simple things that make a huge impact, right? Maybe someone said the right thing to you, or like you said, people started laughing at your jokes, and it's like, wow, people think I'm funny. Maybe if I say this, they'll laugh even more, right? Like, you never know what would happen with these just small, simple acts. I mean, I'm pretty sure that was one of your aha moments. Like, was there anything else that made you realize you weren't, you are wanted, right, on this planet? You're here for a reason, right? Because you have that power inside you to change lives.
Yes, it was a simple statement from several people in my class, and I was a very young girl, just saying, Helen, you've got the greatest personality. And I said, wow, what does that mean? I couldn't figure out really what that meant, because at home, verbally, I was kind of, put down. And so for someone to give me compliments outside about my personality, no less, is telling me that I'm actually a good person and actually, doing something right. I just felt more self-esteem that way. I think that just gave me confidence, more and more confidence, to know that I could be myself, to know that I can laugh freely. There are so many little things that occurred in my life, little by little, to make like thousands of aha moments. So it's so hard to answer just one aha moment for you. Is there any specific thing you want to hear? Because I've gone through so many challenges in my life.
Sure, you can pick one that really, really impacted your life to how you live today.
Well, I have been a shoulder, and I didn't even recognize this until all my friends told me this, that I have been a shoulder for them to cry on, because I've always been a good listener. So for me to just be a listener and not necessarily just tell them what to do, but be a good listener to them, also gave me confidence, because they came to me and said that I was so confident by just being the person that I was. They looked to me for advice, which, I'm not I'm not an advice column, but for me, it's everything I talk about and everything I help my friends with only come from my own experiences. I cannot give any advice that I have not experienced myself.
Awesome. And it's true, right? I mean, we just got to be ourselves. We advise people on what we learn from our life experiences, and everyone's results will never be the same, right? Because each person is different. But if it's possible for you to get over something, it's possible for someone else, maybe your friends, to get over maybe a situation where they just
relationships.
Feel like, yeah, relationships especially, right?
Oh boy, have I been? Yes, yeah. I have been. Yes, I've been through the kind that. So demeaning, where a man was so demeaning to me and took away my self-esteem by verbally abusing the heck out of me. I mean, it was such a hard place to be because you want love at that moment and you have to find it inside of you, the power within inside of you to say, I do not deserve this. I deserve much better. And so yeah, there definitely were self-esteem issues throughout my life. And that was a very powerful one right there. I will not let a bad abusive relationship stay in my life at all. Once I see the signs, I'm out because I will not subject myself to being that person that lives a life where someone can abuse me that way.
I'm glad you were able to get over that because there's so many women out there who stay because they feel like there's no other man out there, and especially in Chinese culture, right? We hear so many stories where women get beaten up and they just can't even voice their opinions because maybe their family tells them, you know what, just keep it quiet. We don't want to shame the other family. And, that really is not okay, right? In my books, because
it's not okay at all.
Because, I've seen it in other people and it's just like, that's just not right. And, I'm glad you brought that up because I wanted to tell people especially people who are listening to this and maybe going through the same thing that, a man cannot hit you or, verbally abuse you or any kind of abuse, right? A real man will love you for who you are and will take care of you and will do anything to protect you. And then that's how I feel, right? Maybe some people...
that's how everyone should feel. Sheena.
Yeah. But
that's how we are all deserving of love. We are all.
For sure. But a lot of women feel like, this is the best that I can do. I'm going to stay with this person, right? And, I hope anyone listening to this, especially if they're going through that kind of relationship, get out while you can, right? So thanks for sharing that. And what's your life like now after those, those mini aha moments? And, how's your life today?
It is, I live a genuinely happy life. I believe that when you go through all these challenges and with my self-aid, literally, the self-aid acronym has taken me through my life. I mean, I am loving every moment. I live it. I don't just speak of it or write of it. I literally live it because it is what's gotten me over all the obstacles, all the humps along the way, and the bumps. I genuinely love my life. I'm so happy internally, more than ever before. Before, I think it was the outside, the exterior. I must be fashionable. I must look good. I must have the perfect shoes. I must have the perfect handbag. And today, there is something so deep within that I found the substance in me that mattered to me more than anything else that I've ever lived. I lived a period of my life. I'm not saying, hey, don't love what you're wearing. I will never say that because what you wear also sometimes, if it makes you feel good, that's what you should be wearing. I just feel that I used to be so materialistic on the outside and forgot about the substance in the inside. And now that I've intertwined the two, my inside beauty is so much more to me that I think that I'm beautiful on the inside out. So as long as I feel that way, that's what gives me confidence. I feel this way. I am confident and I am powerful and I know I'm beautiful. So I think that that's what I talk about with self-aid.
Awesome. Well, thanks for sharing that. And, to the woman who's listening to your story, she's inspired. She wants to be in her own journey to self-confidence. What would be that one tip you would give to her?
Oh, I would love for them to look in the mirror. The one affirmation you can say each day is, I am beautiful. There are so many adjectives you can use instead of beautiful. I am powerful. I am strong. I am determined. These words are so powerful. When you say it enough and look in the mirror in your own eyes, you feel it and you become it.
I love that. And I am statements are so powerful, right? The words that you say to yourself really, really, affect who you are. So I really love that you mentioned that you just look in the mirror and say, I am beautiful. I am powerful. I am strong. I am confident.
Yes.
These simple words can make a huge impact to your life. So thanks for sharing that awesome tip. And Helen, if our listeners want to get to know a little bit more about self-aid book and courses and your upcoming kids self-aid series, is there any website or any social media profiles we can connect with?
Yes, you can actually buy my book on Amazon.com or BarnesandNoble.com and just look for my name, Helen Woo, W-O-O, or find me on my website, TheHelenWoo.com, thehelenwoo.com. And I am very much about being personable. As long as someone leaves me a message, personal message me on Facebook, The Helen Woo as well. I really love responding and making sure that everybody's happy. And if they picked up a copy or they want a copy directly from me, I can sign it for them and send it to them. But, people who just friend me or ask for a friend request without a comment, it's not going to be as easy for me to respond because there's a lot of people like that. And some of them turned out to be people that no one should have on their friends list.
Awesome. Well, thanks for sharing that. And to the listeners, if you want Helen's info, just head on over to thetaoofselfconfidence.com and search for Helen's name. Her show notes will pop up along with everything else we talked about. And I really just want to thank Helen for taking the time to share her story, share her journey with us, because I believe, what she talked about really can help people out there be able to just take action and live a better life. So Helen, thank you.
Thank you.
Awesome. And to the listeners out there, be on the lookout for another amazing episode of another woman's journey to self-confidence. And we'll talk to you soon. Bye for now.
Thank you for joining us at the Tao of Self-Confidence. Head over to thetaoofselfconfidence.com for full recaps of every show, our amazing blog articles and resources, and just plain fun. Your inner journey to self-confidence awaits, so start today.